welcome to another episode of Darkskies podcast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. From the Bay to LA, all the way down to San Diego, all the way up to Sacramento, to the East Coast, Virginia, North and South Carolina. What's up, Georgia? Yes, indeed. I see you on the boards, Miami. Yes. What's up to all of Florida tonight? I see everybody. We're going deep into the night, and I'm just glad for y'all joining us. Today we're talking the Mandela-effect and the JFK assassination. Man, this is really freaky. We're going to get into it. We're going to discuss the assassination. We're going to go back and revisit. And we're going to talk a little bit about JFK, and then we're going to talk about the Mandela effect. I mean, it's a full show, y'all, so I'm just going to give you a check. You get yourself ready, grab you a cup of coffee, get your blankets, get comfortable, and we'll be back in a few minutes. You listen to the Darkskies podcast. Welcome. Yeah. It feels good today, y'all. I mean, we up late. We're going into the night. We're talking Mandela effect. We're talking the JFK assassination. A lot of people have been fired up about this show. I mean, they've been telling us that we need to go in and put it out. But we've been researching. I'm telling y'all, the Mandela effect is crazy. And it's affecting all areas of life, reality, time, and space. And the JFK assassination is just one of the latest things that was affected by the Mandela effect. And basically, we're going to get into it. So we're going to talk about the things that we remember versus what's in the current reality. And we're just going to cover the JFK assassination. So I hope y'all ready. I'm your host, right? Elsie Graves. Of course, we got Mikey Knights in the building. Jennifer on the ones and twos. And Jim, as usual, helping out with the sound levels. You know what? I mean, our team has been together for a while, and this has been one subject that kind of motivates us when we talk about the Mandela effect, because it hits home, right? It hits close to home in so many different areas. I mean, if you want to talk about the changes of the map, if you want to talk about the changes in just current reality, when we talk about music, songs, movies, movie titles, books, literature, you know, all these things are just changing and right before our eyes, right? You know, business logos and just what people have done in the past versus, you know, what we remember or we think we remember. It's all crazy. I mean, the Mandela effect really don't leave much room for any speculation. I mean, you just think that, hey, all hell is broke loose, everything's crazy. If I thought I understood stuff, I'm completely wrong. You know, this is like way beyond understanding, right? And you want to say that you understand it. You talk to people, you want to exchange memories, right? You want to say, I want to see what you remember versus what I remember. And, you know, we basically compare notes. But what the Mandela effect does is it changes so much, and it puts us on two different planes, and sometimes three different planes. You know, you have people that think the world is flat. You have the people that think the world is round. You have people that think the world is hollow. I mean, everybody has different theories. So the Mandela effect has definitely created so much confusion amongst, you know, just the human race. I mean, people think they understand things. We all do. And over time, we discover that, hey, we might not understand things as well as we thought we did, especially when things are changing, right? If you see something one day, then it's completely different the next day, and then you point it out to people, hey, it's different, but then they'd be like, no, it's always been that way. Then, well, we have a problem because basically it's like our dreams, our minds, our memories, our souls, our bodies, you know, are just being challenged, altered. You know, it's just so hard to explain. Well, the JFK assassination is something I studied, as a kid, of course. And matter of fact, let me just go through, a quick rundown of some of the stuff that we learned, growing up about the JFK assassination. And I pretty much, understand, you know, to a certain degree. But like I said, with the changes to the reality, it makes it like I'm learning it all over again. So, man, it's kind of crazy. So let me do a quick introduction a little bit. Now, John F. Kennedy was born on May 29th, 1917, and of course lived all the way up until November 22nd, 1963. Of course, that's the day of his assassination. And now he was, of course, the 35th president of the United States. And it's crazy because, he was only president from January of 61 to November of 63. And that's, of course, in 63 when he was assassinated. So it's just mind-boggling because, the dates and everything seem correct, but it seems like what actually happened that day was altered, changed. I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, my memory says that, inside the JFK car on the day when he was assassinated, my memory clearly says that there were 4 people in the car, So now it's changed. And now you have 4 people in the back and 2 in the front. You have 6 people basically in the car. So it's just, man, I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what on earth happened that could change reality to say that, okay, we're going to put 2 extra people in the car, on the actual day when JFK was assassinated. So now all the pictures from that timeline, or this current timeline, basically show 6 people. Now, to me, this is really strange, right? Because I don't remember 6 people. I clearly remember 4 people in the car. And I remember looking at the pictures, looking at documentaries, looking at the story being covered. And of course, it's been covered my entire life because this is one of the saddest days in American history. And I know this because people who lived through those times, y'all, I tell you that, when JFK was assassinated, it pretty much it assassinated the country. The entire country was, just destroyed. I mean, it was just so sad. And of course, I was born in 73, right? So this is 10 years after this. So I'm learning about all of this later on, from people who, were alive during those times and people who witnessed, this occurrence, whether, through the news or was actually there in Dallas. So it's just, man, it's incredible. That's all I can say. Especially when you think about, hey, how did you change reality to make, extra people in the car? And the extra people that I wasn't used to seeing or never had any type of knowledge of. Was it Congressman Conley and his wife? They were in the car during the time of the assassination, and in my reality, or our reality, or however you want to say it, and the alternative reality, you know, they was not in the car. You know, matter of fact, the car wasn't even capable of holding 6 people. The car was only capable of holding 4 people. You know, it had the 2 people, you know, the back seat, which was capable of holding 2 people, then the front seat. But now, you know, it has an extra row in this car, and it just makes you think that this is so crazy. So, anyway, assassination occurred November 22nd, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. And of course, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the crime and, of course, prosecuted. And due to, he was never prosecuted. I'm sorry. See, that's something I thought in my memory that I could have sworn that he was prosecuted. But my research that I've done recently says that he was never prosecuted due to being murdered by Jack Ruby 2 days later. And Ruby was sentenced to death and died while the sentence was on appeal in 1967. So I don't know. I don't actually remember that. I mean, I don't even remember Lee Harvey Oswald dying. I thought he was maybe still alive. I don't know. And I know y'all thinking like, man, do you even know anything about this? And I thought I did until I started rereading and I see the pictures and I read about, you know, Conley and his wife. And he was actually shot. So, I mean, this is all mind-boggling to me because it just wasn't the case. You know what I mean? It just wasn't the case. So, what really did happen that day? You know, was it 4 people in the car or was it 2? I don't know. But 12:30 p.m. on a Friday in November, driving through Texas, and assassination. So I remember all of that. But then now you have, you know, John Conley. And I'm like, well, when did he get in? It was obviously he was in the car the entire trip, right? So it doesn't make sense if you ask me. Especially if you take into account that there's residue. There's people who remember 4. There's people who remember 4. There are people who remember 6 too. Now, that's strange to me because how could you remember 6? But obviously, we're talking a reality change. We're talking 4 people to 6 people. And that's a big change because now you have 2 people who witnessed this, who were there at the scene, who was in the vehicle with JFK on the moment of assassination. When before it was just Jackie and the driver and the Secret Service agent or whoever was in the front. I mean, I was never really too up on that when I was growing up because it was really never really discussed because, you know, who's driving the car, they don't talk about that. They only talk about, you know, JFK and Jackie who was sitting in the back. But now, you know, you have that extra row. You have Conley and his wife in the car. What the hell are they doing there for? But they were there, according to the pictures. But the pictures don't match up with the pictures that I remember seeing as a kid growing up. It doesn't match the documentaries that I remember watching on this subject. It don't match the history books that I remember studying in school. And they'd have a picture of JFK and the Lincoln and it's 4 people. And now it's completely different. So it's like, it's really, really freaky. And that's just to say the least. But We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Right now, we're talking Mandela effect and the JFK assassination. And man, it's blowing me away because like it's not matching my memory. And the more I read about it, the more I'm like, man, this couldn't have happened, but it did. So, man, we're going to keep talking. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Darkskies podcast coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Man.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Listening to Darkskies podcast coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, all the way across the world to Europe. What's up, Canada? Man, it's a beautiful night. And tonight we're talking Mandela effect and the JFK assassination and wondering what the hell happened. For real, man. I mean, sometimes you just have to wonder. I mean, you think you know something. Study it, took tests, quizzes, got answers right, got A's on tests, only to look at the reality switch and flip, and now things are completely different. I'm talking the Mandela effect, right, and the effect that it had on the JFK assassination. You know, our memories are different. And it's crazy because I'm studying the JFK assassination, right? And I'm wondering, where is the mention of J. Edgar Hoover? I mean, and why was Connolly and them in the car and his wife? What the hell was they doing in the car? There's a lot of stuff that's missing. I mean, Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, I remember him, saying he was innocent. I mean, I don't see nothing about the grassy knows. What is to the extra shots? The shots that, came from the other direction. What happened to the other gunmen that the people used to always say, hey, it was another gunman? There's no mention of that no more. That's not even, you look at they actually got film of it, and the film is just so vivid and it shows so much. And this makes you think like, wow, this is crazy. Matter of fact, I was looking at the film and to be honest with you, it looked like Jackie shot him. I mean, if that would have happened today in these times, Jackie ass would have went to jail. Or did she go to jail? I don't know. This reality is so screwed up, man. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to wonder, what happened. And, you're not going to get no answers just by, staring at the screen, right? Because it's telling a completely different story. It's like looking at Oliver Stone's rendition of what happened during the JFK assassination. Because you see 6 people in the car. You're like, is this a movie? Is this a reenactment? No, it's a real thing. And it just blows your mind because those two realities are so completely different that there's no mistaking. I mean, if you were in one reality and you saw 4 people in that car, and a major event like that, an assassination of an American president that goes down in world history, everybody in the world knows about this. And now, boom, it changes, to 6 people. I mean, 6 people and 4 people are 2 completely different realities. Because now you're talking about, people who's there. I mean, and everybody thought, it was a conspiracy to kill the president. I remember thinking that it must have had something to do with something he was doing, right? Or was planning to do, and that maybe they didn't want him to do it. Now, you often hear about stories of the dark state, and I don't know if the dark state exists. We've been getting a lot of information on them. Matter of fact, we've been getting so much information on the dark state that we can actually do a couple of podcasts on it. I mean, because, man, if you just ask yourself, why did they want him killed? What was it that they were trying to prevent? It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Some people, and these are conspiracies from my time. People were talking, JFK and disclosure. And perhaps that, he was preparing for, disclosure. And maybe that's what caused his demise. Then you have some say that, that they were plotting against him from within the government. The FBI. So who knows? I mean, all of it is speculation, especially speculation after the world changes. You think that you understand, right? You think you understand. But I tell you that you couldn't possibly understand if things continue to switch and flip. I mean, think about it. You had this Democratic president, and he's serving, and he's well-loved, well-liked, very popular president. And all of a sudden assassinated. That just makes you just wonder. And of course, his family, the Kennedy family, so much tragedy. You know, but in the spotlight, right? Their family had always been in the spotlight, always been like there. Now you got the president. So what did happen? Why did they want him dead? I don't know. But we know that he served during the Cold War, right? The Cold War. So, you know, could that have had something to do? High tensions between us and the ex-Soviet Union? Or was it more in-house? I mean, so many different conspiracies went around in my timeline where people just, you know, they wouldn't let it rest. Never. You know, they were like, nah, man, this don't make no sense. So, man, all I can say is that over time, you know, time tells a story. But then what story is time telling right now? You know, when we look and we see, you know, the Mandela effect, and we say, okay, well, what did the Mandela effect have to do with JFK? Well, it shouldn't have anything to do with it. But obviously it has a lot. Just think about it, people. Just think about it. How many of these changes have we endured? I mean, or that we are studying? I mean, the information is so freaking big. But this JFK assassination is one that sticks out because, you know, this is something that was well documented and so many people had their ideas and their conspiracies, and because nobody wanted to just, you know, accept, you know, the fact, oh, the president just got killed and we're just going to let that go. No. Especially a popular president. You know, this ain't Nixon. You know, we're talking JFK. So what does it mean, people? Why these changes? Why from 4 to 6? And why the two people, why did they pick them? And were they picked? Because I would really like to understand what got them in that car, you know. And I'm talking about Connolly and his wife. You know, Governor Connolly and his wife was in the car and saw everything, basically. Like I said, Connolly was hit, right? It's a non-fatal injury, but was hit. I don't remember that. I don't remember him even being in the car to get hit. So, man, this is so weird. And then, like I said, they got the video and you're looking at the video, right? It say Jackie did it. If you look at it, it sure look a lot like Jackie, like, shot the president. Now, that's not like what this reality is saying, but I don't even see how they don't say it if anybody was there. So I don't know, man. It is so freaking weird. It looks like she shoot him and she tucked something away. I don't know. I mean, because it's weird because it's like you're looking at a completely alternate reality and you're saying, you know what, man, I just don't know. I don't know. You know? So the question keeps arising, you know, who killed JFK? You know, was it Oswald? You know, was it the Secret Service or members of the Secret Service? Huh? And some people even said the driver turned around and shot him. I remember hearing that conspiracy. But the one that says Jackie, you don't hear that one too much. And it looks like Jackie did it. That is crazy. And these are all theories that come from people who, just won't let it go or can't let it go. But how are you going to let it go if you have a memory of 4 people in the car and now there's 6? And then, like I said, the new footage looks like Jackie shoots him. But, man, I don't remember that. I remember in the video they showed them riding and the president being shot, but I never remember. And I remember Jackie like checking him, and when like I think the next bullet hit him, she jumped to the back of the car and was trying to, I guess get to safety. But in this one, I don't know. She do some really strange things before the actual climbing on the trunk part. So man. It's almost as crazy as that story about the tank boy. And y'all call him Tank Man. So we're going to do a show on that one too. Because that's just as crazy as this one. When the man was supposed to be ran over by the tanks. Well, it was in my reality. It was a boy. And he did get run over. And it caused a whole bunch of outcry. Now you have, he's a man. And not only did he not get run over, he climbs on the tanks and, start to clown. So it just makes you wonder, like, man, what is happening? Are we really inside of a different reality that, President Kennedy had 2 extra people in the car when he was assassinated? And it looks like, Jackie did it. So all of these things, when you look at it, and it just makes you say that this cannot be true. Maybe I'm just not. Man, anybody with a brain knows that if you study stuff as much as we do, or you know as much as we do, then your reality cannot be switched, or you can't be fooled by something just so obvious. If you remember 4 people and there's 6 people in the car, I'm telling you that nobody's going to say, well, maybe I just forgot about the other 2. Hell no. So, yeah, this is some crazy stuff, man. But, yeah, we talking Mandela-effect, we're talking JFK assassination, and, hey, this is Darkskies podcast. I hope you're enjoying the show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Man, this is wild.
Drinker, I'm a thinker, call it what you want. But if you turn your back, know that you just missed your chance to witness the realest shit that's ever been told to man. I found myself losing focus at a Sunday service. Embarrassed, so I start questioning God, what is my purpose? He say to live the way he did, that's all he want from me. Spread the word and witness, he rose on the first Sunday. I said alright, enthused that my Lord gave a listen. I opened my Bible and searched to be a better Christian. And this from a person that never believed in religion. But shit, my life is so fucked up, man, I can't help but give in. I'm giving testimonies to strangers I never met. Hopped on the pulpit and told them how I was truly blessed. Felt like I'm free from all my sins when the service was over. Walked out the church, then got a call that my homie was murdered. And lost my faith again. Ooh. What am I gonna do? Gotta have faith. Life is too much, I'm just where is the old faith? Raising children of 4. That's 4 Hennets and bastards, cause Papa they don't know. Her day consists of working back and forth with babysitters. Can't find no one to watch her kids, so she pay her sister. Her baby daddy ain't bout shit, that nigga ain't bout shit. Spit this daughter milk just to cop a new outfit. She pray to God every night, hoping that he'll mature. And maybe one day his kid's something that he'll live for. Baby wanna go back to school, but she needs some help. Because it's hard trying to pay the bills when you're by yourself. She thought about credit card scams till she heard a voice that said the devil is a lie, make a better choice. And so it's back to McDonald's and every month dealing with them crazy ass people at the county building. Look to the heavens and ask them to make a better way. They got a letter in the mail, lost her Section 8, then lost her faith again. Ooh. What am I gonna do? Gotta have faith. Life is too much, I'm just where is the old
say phrases without words. Yeah, I'm working. I had dreams of holding a 9mm, the race killer. Hacks and wise, my eyes fill up. Each day it gets more realer. Orangutans bang like gorillas. The jungle when the niggas in soup. The rats lurking, vultures circling the serpents, cats lying through their teeth. My nigga didn't deserve it. I flirted with the ideal of caressing the steel to make karma come faster than she normally will. It's ill to see my fate try and leave me. It's so hard to get rid of it, it's easy. I'm trying to reach cloud 9, that's what my niggas bout. But it never rained in California, let some pistols out. Until then, my feet planted on the ground, shadowboxing my conscience till my fate start responding. And if I get no answer, just know I tried. I should've never looked into a son's eyes. Ray Shine, boy.
What am I gonna do? Gotta have faith. Life is too much, I'm just where is the old faith? All you need is the size of this for my people distracted whenever times is hard. Your mind slipping, wondering is there really a God? Knowing you shouldn't think that way and try to freeze your brain. But whenever it's pain, that feeling forever remains. We can't believe what we can see, and reality seems stronger than prayer. Cause you tried to change your life and now you live in a wheelchair. And your son was born with cancer and he live in urgent care at the tender age of 12. And you feel that no one cares, searching for answers. That's human nature, you ain't in the wrong. Just know when you feeling that way, his spirit's in the room. I watch people I know pray and catch the Holy Ghost, and wonder why I ain't never caught that feeling before. Maybe they know I'm better, or I don't know no better. But what I do know is that he's real and he lives forever. So the next time you feel like your world's about to end, I hope you study because he's testing your faith again. I'd rather not live like there isn't a God than die and find out there really is. Think about it.
Yeah, there you have it. Listening to Darkskies podcast. Man, this is news and information coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. True indeed, people. And talking about the Mandela-effect and how it screwed up the JFK assassination. Got our minds all going crazy, going in so many different directions. You know what I'm saying, people? Because that's what the Mandela-effect do to you. It carries your mind in so many different directions. You think you know what's up. Just living in denial if you think that, because so much stuff is happening, and for us to think that, you know, we're the inventors of knowledge, I mean, we're fools. I mean, we all think we're ready for the truth. Like Red Skull says, we're all alone. Because sometimes I think the truth is a little hard to swallow, a little hard to understand. I don't care what direction you want to carry your life. I don't care what background you come from. Doesn't make no difference. Well, the only thing that makes a difference is perception, right? Your perception on this reality. But what if reality changed and your perception remains the same? Well, there's the Mandela effect. 6 people in a car, right? Well, some people were conscious in realities where there were only 4 people in that Lincoln. So, Governor Conley and his wife in the car, chilling, kicking back. And I just don't understand where the hell they came from. What was the reason for them even being there? Of course, this reality, of course, they may have had a reason. I don't know. I do know that if they was in the car, it would have been a part of my memory. It would have been a part of my reality. But it wasn't. And now we see a new reality. So, some people say Jackie didn't do it. Some people say Jackie did do it. That was never a discussion. That's the crazy part. Nobody could ever even consider Jackie as a suspect until this Mandela, this new stuff was new to us. Brand new to us, matter of fact. You know, so yeah, when we see that, man, you be like, man, Jackie did it. How come y'all don't see that? But maybe she didn't, man. Who knows, man? This was so crazy and hard to even wrap your head around your mind. You know, your perception. It has to change. It has to match reality, right? So you have to look, you have to study. That's what I'm doing. I'm studying the JFK assassination all over again. Brand new information to me. Like, oh my God, new information. But it's nothing new under the sun, right? This stuff is not new. I mean, JFK was assassinated in 1963. So that was a long time ago. So how is this new information, right? And then we have the conspiracies, you know, about, you know, was it Lee Harvey Oswald or was it the Secret Service? You know, was it the Soviets? You know, was it the FBI? The dark state? Who knows? What was he working on? As in JFK, what was he working on? You know, was he really considering disclosure? And I know y'all saying, oh, what does disclosure has to do with this? Well, these people have been keeping these secrets for a long time. You just don't let them out. I mean, yeah, we've been seeing more and more videos, right, of U.S. Air Force pilots' interaction with unidentified flying objects. You got to call them that, because you call them a flying saucer or an alien aerial vehicle. I don't know. I guess that's just saying too much. But to say unknown, right, or unidentified flying object. So it's we don't know what the hell it is. But some bitch is flying faster than anything that we got, right? We ain't got nothing that can fly that fast. And it's an object, right? It's physical. It's right there. It's moving. Now it ain't there. Now it's back. Moving across the sky, unlike anything that we have. But, you know, yeah, it's unidentified flying object. Instead of alien aircraft, right? Because it's alien to us. Anything that you don't recognize, you know, it's like alien, right? So I hate to just fly off the handle, but it just makes me so frustrated when I do so much research and I work my entire life to learn all these different topics and subjects, and just to have the Mandela-effect just come and sweep it all up from under me. There's no understanding it, people. I mean, if your reality don't remember these things, if you don't remember 4 people, then you're not. Because if you need to go say, hey, it wasn't 4 people, I can prove it, and go show the picture of the 6 people, and you're like, well, yeah, there are 6 people in that car. But, man, how do you get from 4 to 6? That's always just been like one of the toughest things to really bring into my perception. Because we're talking the vehicle being extended, right? Because it wasn't that big. There wasn't an extra row. It was just, the 2 seats for the president and, and his wife. The hell you need a seat for Conley and his wife? The hell they in there for? I keep saying that because I just can't picture in my mind, you got the president and you got his wife, not the vice president. I mean, why Conley? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And that food didn't really have no importance, but, I guess, this reality had enough importance to get himself and his wife inside the car with the president and his wife, right? But we live to learn. Now, you want to know what's next, right? The Mandela effect changes everything. It's no end. Why? Because you can plan for the end. But does the end really happen? And when I say the end, I mean the end of this Mandela effect thing. You know, when does it end? Or does it continue? And how far and how deep does it reach? How many people are actually affected? That's a good question, right? The whole world is definitely not affected because there are many people, if not most people in this reality, remembers the JFK assassination happening exactly the way history recorded it. But then you have a small group of people, and I want to say the minority, and not just because I'm a black man. But no, the minority, right? Mandela affected. People that say, nah, I don't remember that, dog. I don't remember 6 people. That don't even register. That don't compute. So, yeah, they the small, minute number group. The forgotten citizens, right? Because how you going to remember us when we don't even remember us? And when I say us, I mean our home, our world, our reality, our history. All these things can change. If you can change Hitler's eye color to blue, and I know that fool's eyes is brown, it makes me say that, you know, the Mandela effect is very incredible. And it's something that, man, we're going to be studying probably. I feel like I'm going to be studying the Mandela effect maybe the rest of my entire life. I don't see how I can solve this within the next couple of weeks. Probably not. It probably is going to take me forever, man. Doesn't make sense. Because we're looking at time manipulation, looking at reality manipulation. All these things, man, changes. Major changes, massive changes. And it can even affect one of the most important days in American history when everybody was watching and everybody should have a memory of, even if they wasn't born during that time, you know, this has been taught. You know, so there's an understanding, you know, growing up. Hey, we had a president who was assassinated. And John F. Kennedy, you know. You don't hear people say Abraham Lincoln. You know. So if that's the name to stand out, you know, then it just makes you wonder. You know, what's next? What they're going to do to us? What are we actually seeing? Well, I tell you one thing, I believe we're seeing the most important event in human history. I believe that this Mandela effect is proof that not only are there multiple timelines, but it could be multiple dimensions, multiple versions of the earth. And we're just witnessing these versions, all slightly different from the original, if that's how it works, but all definitely slightly different. Pretty wild if you think about it. But that's about it, y'all. We got more stuff coming up soon. So, man, thanks for listening. We have so much more to cover. I mean, we've only scratched the surface of this particular topic because I've been studying the actual assassination, and like I said, from what I've seen in the little video that I didn't know existed, and what I've seen in the pictures, it just leaves me scratching my head. But this is not the first thing that leaves me scratching my head. You know, the Mandela effect leaves me scratching my head all the time. Scalp should be bleeding. But it is what it is, though, you know. Like I said, I'm here to learn and hopefully pass that knowledge down to people who are knowledge seekers like me. People who want to know the truth. You know, the truth like, what is the Mandela effect? And what did happen to JFK? And who killed him? And why? I mean, when you are in the media, y'all, and the media has gotten out of this, you want to ask questions. You know, they make statements. You know, you want to ask questions, and valid questions, open-ended. So that's what we have, y'all. I am so like taken by, the pictures, the videos, and all of this subject matter because it's hard to pull it in, right? It's hard to think that you are anywhere closer to understanding anybody involved in this. Because like I said, I don't understand why Conley and his wife was there. I understand y'all motivations. Then they said the driver turned back and did it. I like, isn't there like a shield or something like that? So I don't know. It looks weird. Everything is just backwards. But it's a new world, right? So we're here to explore it. But I tell you one thing, what I've seen so far is enough to make a grown man cry. But I'm not crying yet. I will continue to research, stay strong, keep my team together. Hey, we got so much research and we're going to keep bringing it to y'all because, hey, we feel like we're doing a service. Sparking discussion, shining light in the dark places, making sense of the senseless. But it is what it is, people. I mean, do your own research. I mean, if you think you're affected by the Mandela effect, maybe you should go back and study till you drop. Don't give up. Just keep studying. Study day, night. Research, study, research. But study this JFK assassination and see if it matches up to anything in your memory. I mean, to me, it's like a reenactment or a remix or a new movie. I'm like, how did they do that? That's how you walk away from the Mandela effect saying, like, you just watched a cool movie and they just did something so awesome and you're like, dang, how did they do that? Well, that's the Mandela effect. How did they do that? Well, it's done now. And now we just have to figure out, what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and, what are the implications behind these things? Because now we have 6 people in the car. You have people who are directly affected and involved with this assassination who wasn't before. So it just changes the story completely. It makes it completely different. So we're going to leave it at that. Going to get ready to call it a night. It's getting late. I can see Jim. He in here with me. And he in here yawning. Making me sleepy. Yeah, you ain't helping me, man. You don't help me when you're in here yawning. You should go in there with Mikey and them. But it's all good, though. We're finna get ready and call it a night. But I just want to say thank you for everybody who listens to the show. Download the show on Spreaker.com. Listen to the show on demand. I want to thank everybody at YouTube for playing our videos. I want to thank everybody from Twitter for putting out our links and connecting us to our viewers and listeners on Twitter. Facebook is thank you for connecting us with all our family and friends. And, we put a lot of links on Facebook. So I don't know if you are with me on there, but my name is LC Grays on there, just like it's on my ID. I'm a real person, no gimmicks. So, like I said, I appreciate every listener, every download, every retweet, every comment, and every like. I just want y'all to know that everything we do for you, and hopefully it'll bring our worlds closer instead of apart, because, it's no fun with being separate, right? We gotta all come together. Have no choice, right? We're here, same time and space. So, in this time and space, I'm your host, LC Grays. Here we have Nike Nikes, he's still with us. Jim, about to fall asleep. Jennifer and the ones and twos. And that's about it, fellas. Ladies. Let's call it a night. And we got some more shows coming up too, y'all. So please stay tuned. Because I don't think we're going away unless we get zapped away. Is that how it works? The Mandela effect? Do you get zapped away? Or do you just not be there? Or maybe it's like Infinity Wars, you just dust away. I don't know. But for now, we're still here. We're doing the show. We love doing it. We're going to keep doing it. And hey, if y'all keep listening, it gives us a reason to work hard. So thanks again. You've been listening to the Darkskies podcast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I need to start catching us live, huh? Is that possible? Is that possible, LC, to catch you live? Is it? I don't know. Some do. Well, we're about to call in the night. Good night, everybody.